9149 800-956-1023. Online, here we are at WCLUradio.com. We've got local news coming your way straight ahead. But first of all, let's check in with Ken Boone at the Weather Channel to see how things are shaping up for the first couple of days this week.
Strong cold front moving through tonight, bringing much colder air in here as we head through midweek. Ahead of the front today, increasing clouds with afternoon rain showers, high 53. Rain mixing with even changing over to snow before ending tonight. An inch or less of accumulation expected. Cold, lows in the mid-teens. Tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun and much colder. Highs only in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees. Teens Tuesday night, sunny and colder on Wednesday with highs in the upper teens. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
So it is going to be cold, and it is going to snow. Such is the nature of January in Kentucky. Barometer this morning is at 29.89, winds out of the southeast at 9 miles an hour, 82% humidity, no precip in the past 24 hours, and a chilly 34 degrees this morning at WCLU at 6:09. Stand by. Wes Royce reports local news next.
In retirement, where will your money come from? For many people, retirement income may come from a variety of sources. Here's a few avenues that may provide you money in retirement. Social Security is the government-administered retirement income program. Workers become eligible after paying Social Security taxes for 10 years. Personal savings and investments can provide income during retirement. Retirees tend to look for investments that offer monthly income. Individual retirement accounts have been around since 1974. Contributions you make to a traditional IRA may be fully or partially tax deductible, depending on your individual circumstances. Distributions from an individual retirement account are taxed as ordinary income. What workers anticipate in terms of retirement income sources may differ considerably from what retirees actually experience. How do these sources of income impact your personal retirement? Please call the Fouch Wealth Advisory Group, Sam Dickinson, or Brian Basinger to discuss your retirement income plan. Call us today at 270-651-2663. Investment counseling since 1854. Securities offered by JJB Hillier, WL Alliance LLC, member NYSE, SIPC, and FINRA. Investing in securities involves risks.
I was currently with another prosthetic company, and I was just getting my beginner's prosthetic, and it still wasn't comfortable.
That's when Mike met William Bray with Extreme Prosthetics.
I met Mr. Bray at one of my daughter's ball games, and he'd handed me a card, and he seemed very confident and knew what he was talking about, so I decided to go see Mr. Bray just for a consultation, and just in minutes I was more confident in it, full range of motion.
Mike and many others have given great testimonials for William Bray and Extreme Prosthetics at 400 South Broadway in Glasgow, which you can check out online at comfortforamputees.com.
Yeah, I'm a rather large guy, and it takes a special prosthetic to carry my weight. In the first meeting with Mr. Bray, he realized by looking at the material they used to assemble my prosthetic that it wasn't at the weight limit to carry my weight, and had I not went to that consultation, I'd have never known that.
Professional care from someone who wears a prosthetic themselves. William Bray and Extreme Prosthetics.
If you're just not confident with it, I'd say go see Mr. Bray.
Call 629-5347. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce. Yesterday, Hart County Sheriff Jeff Wilson responded to Tommy Tom's Road on a report of an individual possibly under the influence of a controlled substance. Upon arrival, Sheriff Wilson made contact with James K. Ballard, age 34, walking down the road acting erratically. After completion of the investigation, Ballard was found to be in possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia that included a hypodermic syringe. Ballard was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia, public intoxication of a controlled substance, as was lodged in the Hart County Jail. Saturday evening, Kentucky State Police Post 3 dispatch received a call for service at the Barron County Detention Center requesting investigation of a shooting incident which had occurred inside the jail. Post 3 troopers and detectives responded along with the KSP Critical Incident Response Team. Preliminary investigation has revealed that Matthew A. Stapleton, age 26, of Columbia, has been arrested earlier this evening by Trooper Ricky Cross in Metcalfe County and was transported to the Barron County Detention Center. When Stapleton exited Trooper Cross's patrol car, a physical altercation ensued between the two individuals. Stapleton retrieved a handgun from his waistband. During the altercation, the handgun discharged, striking Stapleton. Stapleton was transported via ambulance from the detention center to T.J. Sampson Hospital, where he was then flown by air ambulance to the University of Louisville Hospital. Stapleton is currently listed in critical condition. Trooper Cross was not injured. A Glasgow woman was arrested over the weekend for over 70 counts of animal cruelty involving cats, dogs, and chickens. Friday, the Glasgow Police Department arrested Heather Gillock of Glasgow and charged her with 70 counts of cruelty to animals, second degree. This is a result after the Glasgow Barron County Animal Control received a complaint and responded to Goodnight Terrace Road in Cave City and located 28 deceased chickens, 1 deceased cat, along with 19 chickens, 11 cats, and 11 dogs that appeared to be neglected and malnourished. The arrest was made by Officer John Warnock. From marijuana to cocaine, a traffic stop by Glasgow police has placed a Glasgow man in jail for multiple drug and gun arrests. On Friday, Officer Alan Riffle with the Glasgow Police Department made contact with a vehicle on Waterford Lane. Officer Riffle received consent to search the vehicle and located marijuana and a 9mm handgun. Officer Riffle noticed that Tyler Allen had attempted to remove items from his pockets and throw them on the ground. The items were cocaine, Xanax bars, and oxycodone. Tyler Allen of Glasgow was arrested and charged with possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, possession of a controlled substance first degree first offense cocaine, possession of marijuana, possession of a controlled substance third degree drug unspecified, possession of a controlled substance first degree first offense drug unspecified. The arrest was made by Officer Allen. A new aquatic center will highlight the agenda for tonight's Glasgow City Council meeting. On second reading, the council is considering a $6.5 million option to bond for the construction of an aquatic center where American Legion Park and the city pool are currently located. The money would also pay for additional updates to existing facilities in the Parks and Rec Department. At the previous meeting, it was recorded that the council voted 7-5 in favor of acquiring the multi-million-dollar financing. Watch the council meeting at 7 p.m. tonight on EPB6 or see their broadcast on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and web page. This is WCLU Local News. More local news here in just a moment on WCLU.
The TJ Pavilion Pharmacy will hold an additional Hepatitis A vaccine clinic on Wednesday, January the 30th. The Hepatitis A vaccine will be available from 7:30 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. in the Pavilion Pharmacy, 310 North L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow. This service is available to patients with any type of insurance coverage, and no prescription is required. Please call the pharmacy at 270-659-5599 with any questions.
In more local news at this hour, the 2019 political season is kicked off with a lot of strategic filings and announcements. Governor Matt Bevin has filed to run for re-election and has chosen a new running mate, State Senator Ralph Alvarado of Winchester. Democrats Andy Beshear of the current Kentucky Attorney General, and Rocky Adkins, a veteran House leader from Moorhead, have also filed to run. With the AG office up for grabs, Greg Stumbo, former Speaker of the House from Prestonsburg, has filed on the Democratic ticket for that office, which he has held in the past. Republican Whitney Westerfield had filed for Attorney General, but withdrew his name on Friday. Daniel Cameron was the only other Republican in the race until just a few hours later on Friday afternoon when Senator Will Schroeder put his name in the running for the GOP nomination. Schroeder, a known friend of Westerfield's, is from northern Kentucky. And a former Miss America will make her political debut. Heather French Henry, of Maysville native, will vie for the office of Secretary of State. Fellow Democrat Allison Grimes announced last week she will not run for state office and will instead focus on her newborn child. French Henry is the wife of former Kentucky Lieutenant Governor Steve Henry. And after much speculation on whether or not the Tompkinsville Congressman and former Ag Commissioner James Comer would run for governor, Comer released a statement yesterday explaining his position. In his statement, he says, "I'm a middle-class guy who has experience in challenging wealthy, self-funding candidates who run ruthless campaigns, and they are never enjoyable experiences." Comer says he plans on remaining in Congress and focusing on working to fix the issues in America. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce. More news from around the Commonwealth and KNN.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Billy Rutledge. 2 people are under arrest for throwing rocks into the windshield of a Kentucky Sheriff deputy's car. Boyle County Sheriff Derek Robbins says the deputy thought his life was in danger.
His initial reaction was he thought he got shot because his windshield just exploded and he didn't know what happened.
Authorities described the 2 suspects as juveniles, but didn't give any additional information. Sunday morning, a deputy was responding to reports that someone was throwing rocks at semi-trucks near the Danville area when a rock was thrown through the deputy's windshield. The rock hit him in the face, causing the car to crash. The deputy is expected to make a full recovery. Kentucky State Police say a trooper shot a man who allegedly shot another person during a robbery before leading officers on a high-speed chase. Police in Nelson County responded to a home in the Boston community to investigate a robbery, where they found a victim with a gunshot wound to the head. Authorities intercepted the vehicle and chased him until he turned into a Waffle House parking lot and hit the front of the building. A small airplane crashed on a Lexington horse farm Saturday afternoon. 2 people on board suffered minor injuries after the small craft went down at Calumet Farm. The plane was forced to land because of an engine failure. Police in Kentucky are investigating the fatal shooting of a woman outside a nightclub. Lexington police say officers saw several people fighting outside the Fox Club and 27-year-old Aisha Edwards lying on the ground Saturday. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. Police are saying a fight between several started inside the club and moved outside the building just before the shooting. And seats in the old Cardinal Stadium go on sale today. The seats cost $50 each and can be bought through the Kentucky Venues website. Work to bring the stadium down is already underway and is expected to take 3 to 4 months. The seat sale will run through Friday, February 8th. I'm Billy Rutledge.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
You know, for visiting teams, the trip to the home court of the Big Blue usually ends in disaster. But for every disaster that happens off the court or field, call the fire, water, cleanup, and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVE-PRO. That's where you'll find the team that's faster to any size disaster, thanks to 27 locations across Kentucky. So when fire or water threatens your home or business, call on the Big Green Vans. It's 1-800-SERVE-PRO, that's SERVPRO, or ServePro.com. Go Big Blue!
This is Trooper Tiffany Bond with Kentucky State Police. No matter where you drive across Kentucky, crashes can happen anywhere. So we pay attention to unbuckled drivers and passengers. So get in and buckle up, day and night. Kentucky, these are our communities. If writing a ticket can prevent tragedies like the ones I've seen, I'll do it. Why? Because it saves lives.
A message from law enforcement officers across Kentucky and the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, who remind you, click it or ticket.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Did you know termites cause over $5 billion in property damage each year? Luckily, you can protect your home with Arrow Exterminators and the Centricon system with always active technology. Centricon creates a protective barrier around your home to stop termites before they ever have the chance to attack. It is truly investment protection for your home. The pros at Arrow Exterminators also specialize in pest, mosquito, and fire ant control. And you can feel good knowing that all services are backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. All you have to do is schedule a free home evaluation, and a licensed Arrow professional will come to your home and inspect, identify, and then treat in the most environmentally responsible method available today. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. That's 888-GO-ARROW or arrowexterminators.com. It's not just pest control, it's Arrow Exterminators Pest Control.
This is WCLU Local News. It is 34 degrees at 6:22. In area funeral announcements this hour, Rihanna Dawn Bryant, age 31 of Lucas, died Saturday at Norton Brownsboro Hospital in Louisville. She was born in Ashland, the daughter of Roger and Lisa Brown Bryant. Rihanna worked for several years as the bar manager at Rib Lickers Barbecue, as well as a school bus monitor with Austin Tracy Elementary School. Rihanna received a bachelor's degree from WKU in business management and was a member of the Tracy Methodist Church. In addition to her parents, she is survived by her loving son, Aiden Isaac Bryant of Lucas, one sister, Shelley Bryant, and a brother, Rogie Bryant, both of Lucas, and a host of family, friends, and co-workers. Service for Rihanna Dawn Bryant will be at 1 o'clock on Thursday at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial to be in the Tracy Cemetery. Visitation begins Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. and continues Thursday until time for services. Bobby Kenton Whitty, age 81, of Glasgow, died Saturday at his home surrounded by his family after a long battle with cancer. He graduated from Metcalfe County High School in 1954 and married Ruby Thompson in Glasgow in 1957. At the age of 17, Bobby signed up to serve in the U.S. Navy and was assigned to the USS Salisbury Sound, patrolling the coasts of China, Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines. He began his work at Farmers Rural Electric in 1960 and continued his dedicated service until September of 1998. He was a member of the Three Forks Church of Christ. He is survived by his wife of 61 years, Ruby Thompson Whitty, 2 children, a daughter, Tammy Jill Whitty Mann, and husband Eddie of Franklin, and a son, Randy Kenton Whitty, and wife Kanya of Glasgow. 8 grandchildren, Ethan and Aaron Whitty of Bowling Green, Trey Williams of Bowling Green, Trapper Williams of E-Town, Cody Mann of Spanish Fort, Alabama, Jason Mann of Mechanicsville, Maryland, and Ben and Laura Mann of Franklin. 13 great-grandchildren. He's also survived by his brother, James E. Whitty of Glasgow, and a sister, Francine Strode, and husband, Gene of Bowling Green. The funeral service for Bobby Whitty will be at 11 o'clock Tuesday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial will follow with military honors provided by DAV Chapter 20 of Glasgow in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 4 o'clock and continues Tuesday morning until time for service. Alternate expressions of sympathy may be made in the form of contributions to Potter's Children's Home or to the American Cancer Society. Joyce Kinslow, 82, of the Roseville community, died Sunday at Glenview Healthcare and Rehab in Glasgow. Joyce was a retired employee of the U.S. Postal Service. She began her career as a substitute rural carrier for Joe Hall and was the first female rural carrier at the Glasgow Post Office. She was a member of the Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, Barron County Homemakers, and the Etoile chapter of the Order of the Eastern Star for 25 years. Survivors include her only son, Johnny, and wife Janet Kinslow of Glasgow, 2 nieces, Tina Garrison and Teresa Martin of Glasgow, 2 nephews, Gary Forrest of LaGrange and Bruce Powell of Glasgow, and a special great-niece, Megan Garrison, and a special nephew, William Garrison. Funeral services for Joyce Kinslow will be at 11 o'clock on Tuesday at the A.F. Crow & Son. That's 11 o'clock on Wednesday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Caney Fork Cemetery. Visitation begins Tuesday from 4 until 8 and Wednesday morning before the service. An Eastern Star service will be held at 6 p.m. on Tuesday evening during the visitation, and the public is welcome to attend. Expressions of sympathy can be made in the form of contributions to the TJ Community Foundation for the Shanti Niketan Hospice Home in care of TJ Sampson Hospital, or made to Brawa. The family would like to express their appreciation to Glenview Health and Rehab and TJ Sampson Hospice for the kindness and care that she received throughout her illness. Marshall Cordell Brown, age 93, of the Heistville community, died Saturday. He was an avid farmer and a fisherman. He valued honesty, keeping your word, hard work, and friends and family. He is survived by 1 daughter, Sheila Galloway of Heistville, 5 sons, Chris Brown, Jackie Brown, and Donnie Brown, all of Heistville, Jimmy Brown of Crail Hope, and Steve Brown of Wisdom. Special grandson, Donnie W. Brown of Edmonton. 20 grandchildren, 30 great-grandchildren, and 3 great-great-grandchildren. 2 brothers, Prentice Brown and Billy Brown, both of Albany. 2 sisters, Lona Mae Pryor of Newcastle, Indiana, and Alice Dowell of Albany. The funeral service for Marshall Cordell Brown will be at 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Heistville Cemetery. Visitation begins after 2 p.m. today. Laureen Janes Burks, age 84, of Glasgow, died Saturday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. She retired from R. Donnelly and was a member of the Glasgow Bible Church. She is survived by her son, Barry Burks of Glasgow, her sister, Betty Nunn of Glasgow, 5 grandchildren, Brittany Cleveland of Smiths Grove, Brian Burks of Cave City, Laura White of Glasgow, Robin Irvin of Edmonton, and Seth Hubbard of Glasgow. 15 great-grandchildren and a host of friends and family and loved ones. Funeral services for Laureen Janes Burks will be at 1 o'clock on Wednesday at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins at 4 p.m. Tuesday afternoon and continues Wednesday until time for service. In lieu of flowers, the family requests that you consider a donation to the Glasgow Bible Church. Raven E. Lindsay, age 79, of Brownsville, died at the medical center in Bowling Green on Saturday. The Edmonson County native was a farmer and a carpenter, and he volunteered his time at the senior center in Brownsville. He is survived by his loving wife, May, 3 sons, William P. Lindsay of Round Hill, John W. Lindsay of Bowling Green, and Rodney L. Lindsay of Sunfish, 2 daughters, Penny Avery of Brownsville and Lisa Cook of Cleveland, 19 grandchildren, 17 great-grandchildren, 1 brother, Alden D. Lindsay of Georgia, and several sisters, Rosalie Huff of Round Hill, Elva Jean Johnson, Ollie Head Miller, Aline Miller, Gloria Dean Simpson of Sunny Point, Judy Ann Logston of Cub Run, and Sunday Lindsay of Dry Ridge. Several nieces and nephews also survive. The funeral service for Raven E. Lindsay will be at 11 o'clock on Wednesday at the Patton Funeral Home in Brownsville, with interment to follow in the Slate Rock Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 4 p.m. at the funeral home. Memorial contributions are suggested to the Alzheimer's Association. Alberta Turley Logston, age 84, of Park City, died Friday. The Edmonson County native was a retired teacher from Barron County School System. She was a member of the Little Hope Missionary Baptist Church, and she taught Sunday school there for many years. Also, she was a member of the Kaverna Order of the Eastern Star, number 251. She is survived by a daughter, Maria Westcott of Park City, 3 grandchildren, Brooke Peterson of Park City, Matthew Westcott of South Carolina, and Jill Morris of Florida. 2 great-grandchildren, Caleb Westcott and Ethan Westcott, also survive. 1 sister, Zelma Turner of Cave City, along with several nephews and cousins. The funeral services for Alberta Turley Logston will be held Tuesday at 1 o'clock at the Park City Chapel of the Patton Funeral Home, with interment to follow in the Locust Grove Cemetery. Visitation begins at 3 p.m. today at the Park City Chapel of the Patton Funeral Home. Funeral services for Athleen Key Jones, age 91, of Paytonsburg, will be today at 1 o'clock at the Memory Chapel of Norris New Funeral Home in Burkesville, with burial to follow in the Scott Cemetery in Paytonsburg. Visitation is in progress. Services for Beulah Brown, age 68, of Park City, will be at 11 o'clock this morning at the Patton Funeral Home's Park City Chapel. Burial will follow in the Lambert Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 9 a.m. Funeral services for Margaret P. England, age 81, of Glasgow, will be today at 11 o'clock at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
The only place you need to go for all of your automotive needs is Gillyhide.com. Log on to browse our entire inventory of nearly 400 new and pre-owned vehicles. Take a video test drive. See the Carfax Vehicle History Report. Calculate payments, apply for financing, get an instant cash offer for your vehicle from Kelley Blue Book, and check out our sales, parts, and service specials. All this with just a click of a mouse.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business.
6:33 at WCLU. We have a temperature reading of 36 degrees, a little on the chilly side out there this morning, but some much, much colder air coming our way. We will check out the weather forecast coming up here with Ken Boone from the Weather Channel. Let's turn to local sports. On today's local high school basketball schedule, in boys action, Barron County hosts Russellville, and Todd Central visits Butler County. In girls games, Clinton County welcomes Wayne County, Warren East travels to Logan County, and Warren Central is at home against Ohio County. In a girl-boy doubleheader, Caverna entertains Taylor County. And that's a check of local sports.
This public service announcement is an effort by Southern Kentucky Collision to make you aware of a dangerous time of the year, deer season. Every year from September to February, deer become a hazard to travel in this area. At Southern Kentucky Collision, we want to share with you what we've learned from the many customers who've chosen us to repair the damage. First, be especially wary at sunrise and sunset. Heed the warning signs that alert you to deer crossings. Be especially cautious on back roads that are less traveled, and always drive at safe speeds to maintain control if you hit a deer. In the unfortunate event of a collision, stop by and relax in Southern Kentucky Collision's clean, spacious lobby on Industrial Drive in Glasgow while we prepare a free estimate. Our work is backed by a lifetime guarantee, and it's the extras that make us better, with car rental assistance, transportation to and from work and home available, and all vehicles receive an interior-exterior cleaning. Please be careful this season, and if you need us, we're here for you at Southern Kentucky Collision, 203 Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
I think we need to hear from Ken Boone and put some numbers together as far as the way that the temperatures are going to be plummeting here.
Strong cold front moving through tonight, bringing much colder air in here as we head through midweek. Ahead of the front today, increasing clouds with afternoon rain showers, high 53. Rain mixing with even changing over to snow before ending tonight. An inch or less of accumulation expected. Cold, lows in the mid-teens. Tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun and much colder. Highs only in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees. Teens Tuesday night, sunny and colder on Wednesday with highs in the upper teens. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ken. Barometer this morning is at 29.89. Southeast winds at 9 miles an hour. We have 82% humidity and no precip in the past 24 hours. The constant coverage and studio radar screen this morning shows nothing much happening here in the state of Kentucky, but back to the west-northwest, there's some rain shower activity knocking on the door there in southern Indiana, but still lots of moisture out there. Looks like snow pretty much north of the, let's see if I can see that. Snow pretty much north of, well, actually in northern Illinois, looks like some snow there if you're going in that direction. It's rain in the southern part of Illinois. And we've just got some days of chilly temperatures out there to deal with. Not bad this morning, 36 degrees at WCLU.
What's keeping you from giving your life and your time to God? What's keeping you from being really the type of prayerful person you ought to be? Is it because you just feel empty? Maybe you're physically tired. Maybe you're stressed out. Maybe you're discouraged due to something that somebody else has said. Well, our obligation to pray, our obligation to come before God in worship does not change simply because we don't feel like it. Our approach to God is not tied to how we feel. In fact, it's the weak and the heavy laden, the burdened, who so desperately need to come before Jesus Christ. Do you feel just empty? That's the very time to come. This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally...
Ralphie's Fun Center, they specialize in fun, and that goes from a birthday party to a family reunion to just a get-together, maybe a high school reunion, maybe just a place to sit down and talk, or a place to take the kids and have a ton of fun. That's what they do at Ralphie's Fun Center. Let me get over here. I got some gongs to some people here this morning, like a 50 gong. Where is it? The 50 gong going out to Brian Hurt. We've got the 20 gong here, the big 2-0. Not that big of a gong, but it's a good fella, Zachariah Craddock, having a birthday today, number 20. It's a birthday for Peggy Williams, Don Wyatt, Gwendolyn Edwards, Randall Cash, Janet Bruton, Ryan Wilson, who is 3, Tabitha Irvin is 36. Tabitha, that's from your husband, to wish you a happy birthday today. Terry Anderson, Megan Gooden, Corey Jones, Rusty Sally, Gwen Holthauser. It's also Dougie Gardner having a birthday. Jackie Jones, 47. Kelly Ford has a birthday today. Amanda Curtis had a birthday yesterday. Carson Inman turned 19 yesterday. And that's where we are. 651-9149. 800-956-1023. Online, a simple click right here at WCLUradio.com. Let me tell you about today being Scarlett Shipley Day on the radio. Now, Scarlett Shipley had a birthday yesterday, and let's see here. Here's the form that she was nominated with. And I think there's a picture that's on WCLUradio.com that you can see. But also, it was her 8th birthday yesterday, and so some folks said that little girl needs a good pat on the back. So if you happen to see Scarlett Shipley around town today, we'd love it if you would pat her on the back. Hope she had a good birthday and let her know she's good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Always, we love getting nominees, and we do enjoy reading what folks, how they put them in nomination. And be sure to get online here. It's a simple click at WCLUradio.com. We get lots and lots of nominations, and we are doing our best to work it out to get them on the day you want it, or at least really, really, really close. So, but you got to give it about 2 weeks' notice to make sure we get the right days.
Can I add an anniversary?
Yes, I can.
I have Doug and Doris Dold.
All right.
D-O-L-D Dold.
All right. I'm just going to write that down right here.
And they're celebrating 58 years today, so congratulations to
That's an excellent
Doug and Doris Dold.
Okay. All right. Mr. and Miss Dole have a great 58th wedding anniversary. Now let's move into the archives and see what got us here. The archives on WCLU brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services and by Amedisys Home Health. And we are going to turn around this thing and get into the archives and take a look back in just a second.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
Hello, I'm Kathy Murray. Did you know that some healthcare professionals still make house calls? Amedisys Home Health is a group of compassionate professionals who deliver the best care to our patients in their homes. Whether you're recovering from a surgery or recuperating from an illness, our home health nurses, aides, and therapists can provide medication and treatment to you in your home. Ask your doctors if you qualify for home health care, or call Amedisys Home Health Care at 270-651-7640.
All right, we just we're having an age debate here over a couple of birthdays that were called in. Get the right number on there. That has nothing to do with you, Sam. Why am I telling that to you?
Well, but ages always seem to be debated on birthday.
That's right. And it is part of the archives, you know. How many years ago was it this person was born? Well, it could be 47, 49, or 57. We'll get it figured out. Hey, Sam Terry is with me. Sam Terry is an excellent member of our community and an excellent member of this program of the historical folks who make it happen here on WCLU, like Miss Gail Berry and Mr. Ray Green and all the folks out the Cultural Center. So anyway, with that being said, I think we ought to get on with it.
Here this morning, Sam, and look at 100 years backwards. In 1929, I'm sorry, this is 1919. It's the 29th day of 19 and 19. In an advertisement that was published here in the Republican under the headline of Produce Wanted. It says here that our former manager, O.C. Lewis, who having returned from the Army, will take charge of our business again. And we are in the market at the same old stand for all kinds of produce. We are paying the following cash prices for produce today. These are pretty impressive prices too, Sam. I don't know if you looked at this or not, but they wanted produce because they were paying in 1919, paying 50 cents a dozen for eggs, 18 cents a pound for hens and chicks, 10 cents a pound for roosters. You know, those roosters just don't hold the value of those hens in any society. Ducks, 15 cents, geese, 12 cents, butter, 30 cents, and turkeys, 22 cents. This was the stand of B.S. Lewis and Son. So that's what they were needing all this stuff here, because first of all, we had our manager was back from the Army, so that's just shifted into high gear.
Things getting back to normal after the war.
That's right, and come on out here and pay pretty good money being paid there. 1929, we have a picture that Sam Terry provided us here from 1929 that was in the Glasgow Times, and the picture goes, and the story goes: if plans work out, Adjutant General W.H. Jones, Jr. will establish a cavalry troop of the Kentucky State Guard in Glasgow and a regimental band. Now, if you're watching on EPB Channel 6 or on Facebook Live or on WCLUradio.com, you're seeing a picture here that Sam provided us. Now, Sam, I'm just going to let you describe this picture to the best of your ability, sir.
Well, our Glasgow native is William Henry Jones, Jr., and he's the gentleman that you see from on the far right of the photo in the uniform.
Yes, sir.
And this photo was made soon after he had been named Adjutant General of the Kentucky National Guard by Governor Fleming Sampson, who is the gentleman in the suit.
Okay.
There to Mr. Jones's right. And very interesting, the man in the scout uniform is Uncle Dan Beard, who was the co-founder of the Boy Scouts of America.
Okay, my goodness, we had some dignitaries here, didn't we? Big time.
They were indeed, and there's another connection to Uncle Dan Beard and the Scouts and William Henry Jones, and that is in 1912, young William Henry went to Louisville to see some sort of sporting event. Some think it was a football game. And while he was there, he heard a man speaking about scouting, and he met the speaker, who turned out to be Dan Beard from northern Kentucky. And the man had made an offer to the boys there that if they would go back to their hometown and start a Boy Scout troop, they would get a new pair of boots. William Henry thought that was a good idea, and that is how the first Boy Scout troop in Glasgow, which was based in First Christian Church on the square, was created.
My goodness, that's a great piece of history right there. It all started over a pair of boots.
He thought he needed a new pair of boots, and who doesn't?
And why not go ahead and get that scout organization operating here? That's really a great picture, too, right there. Some dignitaries, for sure. 1939, the following marriage licenses were issued by the county clerk, Miss Bess Howard. Since last Thursday, Did you hear that? Since last Thursday. Here's who all got the licenses. Lloyd Hale and Lily Jackson, both of the Temple Hill area. John H. Pettigo of Glasgow and Rosalie Shawn of Louisville. Philip Wilson of Glasgow and Beulah Carver of 88. And Leslie L. Johnson and Ruby Hare, both of the Cave City area. Activities brisk there at the clerk's office. Miss Bess was cranking them out there, Sam. 1949, Dr. and Mrs. Roy A. Martin of Munfordville announced the birth of a son on January 20th at Norton Infirmary in Louisville. He was born on the birthday of his grandfather, Mr. Charlie Powell of North Green Street of this city. You know, that always makes a grandfather swell when they're born on the same day as them. Mrs. Martin is the former Betty Powell. In addition to her new arrival, she has two charming daughters, Shelby Jo and Nancy Catherine, who are now visiting their grandparents. So lots happening there for the Martins in 1949. 1959, this day in history, a funeral service conducted in Bowling Green for Herbert B. Trigg, age 76, who succumbed Wednesday night following a heart attack. Mr. Trigg was the last male member of the Hayden C. and Ann Ballard Trigg family, which was one of the most prominent families of southern Kentucky in the early part of the century, and their home on the present Trigg Court was the scene of many outstanding social functions. The elder Trigg was the founder of the Trigg National Bank as a large stockholder in the Glasgow Railway Company and was noted as a fox hunting enthusiast, for which the Trigg hounds are named. And very interesting indeed that this gentleman was the last member of that famous Trigg family, that name has meant so much in our community over the years.
It has indeed, and let's not forget the Trigg Theater that so many people love to recall, that was once on the north side of the square. Mm-hmm. That was the same family, and it was next door to the Trigg Bank.
They were proud to put their name on things they did. And they did a lot. That was 1959, a generation gone. 1969, there's a bit of, I don't know if it's irony, but it's, excuse me, I was choked up there. I don't know what it is about this morning choking up. But anyway, this day in 1969, there were some political announcements. You know, Wes had political announcements on the local news earlier. Well, in 1969, here's those political announcements. Larry D. Garman to run for the city prosecutor. Now, one of the great losses of our community last week with the passing of Larry D. Garman, and so many nice things that were said about him and his commitment to the community. And back in 1969, he was willing to commit to run for the city prosecutor, which to me sounds like a tough job, Sam.
I would imagine it would be. I would think so.
Also, those announcing to run: Kenneth Stevens filed for magistrate in District 3, Roy L. Jackson for the jailer, Shelley T. Ryherd for police judge, and Robert N. Buddy Alexander for Commonwealth attorney. Some big names, some good names, announcing their intention to run for office here in 1969. Sam, you know those names.
I do, and I have a feeling we're going to hear more about that in the archives about the latter part of May, when we find out who won those various races.
Results. We got to report those results for sure. 1979. This is a story that in the local newspaper featured Robert Ellis Spillman, a picture of him as he quilts on his second quilt of his lifetime. Now, the story reads here that he had not quilted since he was 11 or 12 years of age until this past winter of 1979. Now, he was born in 1909. So that means that, let's see here, that means about 1920, he worked on a quilt, and then here he is, he picked it up again back in 1979. So, and they had a picture of him recalling what he learned on how to quilt. The archivist adds in here that he was born in 1909. He died in 1980. But he could quilt. Mr. Robert Ellis Spillman, 1979, Sam. That was a cold winter there in '79. I think he was inspired to crank out a quilt or two.
Probably so.
All right, big news here in 1989. C.M. Newton was named the athletic director at his alma mater, UK. That made the local, whichever one this is right here, that made the local Daily Times in 1989, which it should. C.M. Newton there. But also in 1989 on this day, Metcalfe County and Monroe County schools were closed. Guess what? Due to the flu outbreak. Best to separate everybody on those deals.
It is indeed.
That was in 1989. 1999, we've got news, good news. Good news for people who love history and people who appreciate what happens down there every day. But this was the day in 1999 that a $1.1 million museum renovation was underway. Today we know that as the South Central Kentucky Community Cultural Center. And what a thing that is, Sam.
It is indeed, and a lot of people spent a tremendous amount of time making that happen. And I can't help but think I happened to be the president of the museum board at that time, and we made lots of trips to Frankfurt, and Governor Brereton Jones was very forthcoming in helping us obtain some grant money, and Mayor Honeycutt was so instrumental in pushing that project forward, especially following the passing of Beulah Nunn, who had been the president of the organization starting that.
There's a great history to that history in our community for sure, and it just goes to show you I have a great deal of respect for people who can vision things the way they will be and look past the way they are. And there's a number of folks, yourself included, in that operation there. Nice to get a little funding though to get that done too. Something if you have company coming to town and you want to show them something to be proud of, that's the place to take them. One of the places to take them. And let's see, Sam, let's wrap this up here. Why don't we got another sad loss in our community from 2009. It's been 10 years that funeral services were held for Dr. Justin McCarthy. He came to Glasgow in 1962, and he practiced for 47 years. A pioneering member of the medical community. And his funeral was, 10 years ago.
Doesn't seem possible.
No, it doesn't. But it's the way it happened. I guess that's the reason why that we recant some of these things, because some things that seem like they were yesterday were a little bit further back than that.
That's right. One thing I have to add, Henry, is if we ever misspeak or misquote something, we always like it when somebody lets us know, because that's how we get that incorrect information stopped. And last Friday in the 1939 archives, I misspoke relating the descendants of Orland Froge, whose car had been stolen and was found burned up out on Franksville Road. And by the time we left the air, I almost knew in my mind that I had gotten that wrong. I had a lovely lady call me Friday night and gave me a whole lot of history. I should have been taking notes on all the things she was telling me. But actually, Orland Froge is the father of our local citizen, Don T. Froge.
Oh, okay. All right. So that was DT's dad.
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. Froge, that's another excellent name in this community. And I can see how you could get that, just a little bit confused. Good name, good folks. Yeah. But nonetheless, I want to echo that, we obviously there's a whole lot of work and a whole lot of excellent people who put effort into digging this stuff up, and we're here to present it in an enjoyable way. And the big thing is, Sam, we don't rehearse. Can you tell?
No, not at all.
We don't practice. So if we mess up, that's part of being professional about it. We have to say, yes, we did mess up. And then we fix it, just like you just did. So I'm glad you did. And we'll certainly be available for any other things that we want to talk about to maybe give the rest of the story, okay?
Always.
Sam, have a good day, sir. Thank you for joining us,
You
and
too.
thank you for participating in this, sir.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. The Archives brought to you by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, as well as Amedisys Home Health.
You dream of a career in healthcare. Make your dream a reality at WKU in Glasgow. From dental assisting to phlebotomy to clinical medical assisting, we offer affordable, convenient classes that fit your busy schedule. Some can be completed in as little as 9 weeks. Employers are looking for qualified healthcare professionals. The right career training can help you stand above the rest. Classes begin in March, so register today at wku.edu/Glasgow/training. Life at the top is worth the climb.
Everyone knows you have to winterize your boat, but too often we forget our cars. Glasgow Tire and Auto Center wants to make winterizing your cars top of mind. Stop into Glasgow Tire and Auto Center and let their professionals suggest what's best for your specific vehicle. Also, check out the showroom. When you need tires, Glasgow Tire and Auto Center has brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and more, with some great rebates and incentives to get you back on the road. Visit GlasgowTire.com for more details. That's Glasgow Tire and Auto Center, 602 Happy Valley Road, 270-651-7075.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness. Those are the words of the great 19th century playwright Oscar Wilde, and those words are still true as it relates to where you fill your prescriptions, get fit for medical devices, and purchase gifts for holidays and special occasions. I'm Robert Oliver, pharmacist and owner of the Glasgow Prescription Center in the Southgate Plaza, and I proudly and unapologetically would like to state that there's only one Glasgow Prescription Center. Growing up in this community, I've seen many pharmacists come and go, and being active and serving in our Chamber of Commerce, I can also say proudly that I believe our future is bright. That's why I've invested in having the best facilities and continue to invest in having a staff that represents the quality of service Glasgow Prescription Center has strived for since 1970 and continues to deliver today. So as the decades pass and the landscape of our community changes, you can guarantee there's only one Glasgow Prescription Center, and while we are subject to imitation, you'll never find a duplication of our commitment to you and our hometown.
If you hadn't been to Colton Steakhouse and Grill, what are you waiting for? Okay, maybe you need a special reason. Well, here it is. Our sizzling signatures. There's the Hawaiian ribeye, marinated for 72 hours and topped with fresh grilled pineapple. Or how about our Del Rio ribeye, topped with melted ancho chipotle butter and crispy onion tanglers. Both these mouthwatering sizzling signature ribeyes are available right now. Colton Steakhouse and Grill, where we know what's at stake.
Colton Steakhouse, now open in Bardstown.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
Hi, I'm Janelle Pettigo. I have been with South Central Bank for 13 years. From day one, I realized our customers are the best. We are very fortunate to have each and every one of them. They have made us what we are today. Here at South Central Bank, we make commercial loans, agricultural loans, mortgage home loans, personal loans, and automobile loans. Our goal is to treat our customers great as they deserve the best. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Strong cold front moving through tonight, bringing much colder air in here as we head through midweek. Ahead of the front today, increasing clouds with afternoon rain showers, high 53. Rain mixing with even changing over to snow before ending tonight. An inch or less of accumulation expected. Cold, lows in the mid-teens. Tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun and much colder. Highs only in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees. Teens Tuesday night, sunny and colder on Wednesday with highs in the upper teens. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ken. 36 degrees at WCLU this morning. Barometer is way down at 29.89, 82% humidity. Wind southeast at 9 miles an hour. Just a little bit chilly out there this morning.
Hello, I'm Todd Lockett, ag lender with South Central Bank. When I made the choice to join the South Central Bank team, I was blown away by our commitment to customer service and relationship banking. At South Central Bank, we work hard to cultivate trust and respect. The vision of the Bell family has grown from one single location to 29 convenient locations, each equipped to handle any of your needs, from cashing a check to buying your dream home or starting your business or farming operation. I would love the opportunity to gain your business and show you why South Central Bank is filled with people you can count on. South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Extreme Prosthetics understands.
Congratulations. Are you excited about the new job?
Yes, but I don't know what to do with my 401k.
That's a big decision. As a Modern Woodman financial representative, I can explain your options and help you to make the best choice. I'm Anthony Mike. Call me today at 427-6807.
Get to know your local Modern Woodman representative to plan for your financial future and learn about valuable member benefits. Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures. Securities offered through MWA Financial Services, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Modern Woodman of America.
All right, 704, 36 degrees at WCLU. I want to give away a pizza. That's right. It's going to be a pizza from Little Caesars. Your choice of a delicious pepperoni or a delicious sausage pizza. For answering a question correctly, get ready. Let's hear this word from Little Caesars, and then I'll present the question.
Listen to the delicious crunch of Little Caesars' new Extra Most Bestest Hot and Ready Thin Crust Pepperoni Pizza for just $6. Hot and ready every day between 4 and 8 p.m. Just walk in and pick up a large, crispy Thin Crust Pizza with the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price of only $6. Little Caesars Thin Crust Pepperoni Pizza. One bite, and you'll be back for more.
Pizza. Top 4 national pizza chains. Extra Most Bestest Thin Crust Pepperoni Pizza versus large round one topping Thin Crust Pepperoni Pizza. Everyday standard menu prices at participating locations plus tax.
All right, 651-9149-800-956-1023. I'm going to ask the question. You provide the answer, and Little Caesars does their part, too. Here's the question. What invention put 22-year-old inventor George Westinghouse on the road to prominence in industry? He was a young fella, 22 years old. He had been tinkering around with inventions, but what was the invention that put him on the map as an inventor at age 22? Mr. George Westinghouse. Hello, trivia.
Light bulb?
No, not the light bulb. Trivia. Well, let's see. I think I accidentally hung up on that person. I'm sorry. Trivia.
Refrigerator?
No. Trivia.
Stove? Electric stove?
No, it's not right. I think he made a lot of them, but this was back when he was 22. His first big invention. What was it? Trivia.
Iron?
No, not the iron. Trivia.
Was it a dryer?
It wasn't a dryer. This is he was 22 years old. Trivia.
Wringer washer?
No. That was probably Mr. Maytag. Trivia.
Elevator brake?
I'm sorry?
Elevator brake?
No, that's not right. Who knows? Trivia.
How about television?
No. 22-year-old George Westinghouse, a young inventor. He had seen something bad happen. He said, I got to come up with something to fix this. Trivia.
Railway air brake?
That's right. Who's this speaking?
Wilbury Spillman?
Hello, Mr. Spillman. How you doing? What's your first name?
Will?
Will. Okay, Will Gray Spillman?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Will Gray Spillman, what do you know about the airway brake, the railway car air brake?
Well, I kind of Googled it.
That's okay. That's okay. That's not frowned upon here because we had a lot of folks trying. And it has what got him to be an inventor had nothing to do with, plugging in an iron. Yeah, that's right. We Google it too, see. We do all kinds of things right here, coming up with good questions. But here's the deal. This guy, Mr. George Westinghouse, he grew up in Pennsylvania. He saw two trains collide. And he saw that the engineers on the trains saw it about to happen and couldn't figure out any way to get it stopped in time. Now, here's the thing, Will Gray Spillman. Each car on the train had its own brake, and so an engineer had to run along the top of the train cars and put on the brakes for each one of them. Which, if you stop,
interesting.
Yeah, I mean that was what I'm saying. Is, so this young George Westinghouse said, "Look, I got to figure out a way so that they can hit a button up there somewhere and using air get all these brakes to come on at the same time." I think that is a remarkable invention that he actually got that worked out, don't you?
Yeah.
And probably saved a whole lot of lives with that. But it is true that this was back when he was 22. When he got on the map, this was a big deal where he invented railway car air brake after he had seen two trains collide and two conductors running up and down the top of the cars trying to put on the individual car brakes. So he says, I'm going to fix it where it works a different way. And the rest, as they say, is history over and over and over again. All right, Will Gray Spillman, we've got a pizza for you, okay? And,
thank you.
And you keep doing that research and you keep putting on your smarts, okay?
Yes, sir.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too.
Will Gray Spillman, that's right. Westinghouse, George Westinghouse, famous inventor. First thing he invented was the railway car air brake. We'll do something tomorrow that will be interesting, too, and we'll certainly enjoy giving away a pizza on this program, thanks to Little Caesars.
CBS News Update. With the longest government shutdown in history in the rearview mirror, federal employees head back to their jobs, including Pam Spradlin at the IRS Service Center in Covington, Kentucky.
It's 2 paychecks. I was worried. A lot of my coworkers had it a lot worse than I did.
The temporary spending bill that ended the shutdown does run out in 19 days. A senior member of the Trump administration says the issue of money for a border wall could lead to a second work stoppage. Correspondent Errol Barnett.
On Face the Nation, acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney says President Trump is prepared to shut down the government again to get border security funding.
He doesn't want to shut the government down. Let's make that very clear. He doesn't want to declare a national emergency.
Democrats and Republicans now have until February 15th to agree on government funding and negotiate a bipartisan border security package.
CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The Royce Radio Family. WCLU, 1490 Glasgow. WCLU FM, 102.3 Munfordville, Glasgow. And W276DO, 103.1 Glasgow.
That when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
7.
Danny Duval wanted to get his teeth fixed, and he had a good sense about how to get it done.
I called 2 or 3 different doctors, and of course, I remember Dr. Thurman done that kind of work. And I knowed him back years ago when he worked for Dr. Hayes in Edmonton. I decided to go with him. It was an excellent decision, yes, real good decision, yes.
So Danny had a meet and greet with Dr. Thurman, and they came up with a plan.
He checked it all out and said it needed to be done, and we set up a date. and we done it. Wouldn't rush me or nothing, no pressure at all.
That's like so many of Dr. Thurman's patients who say there is no pressure about what to do or when, and there is no pain.
Really wasn't no pain at all. I had done like on a Friday and Monday I was back at work.
What was Danny Duval's biggest surprise? I think he likes smiling again.
Oh yeah, yeah, big time. And everybody said they really look good.
Don't be intimidated or afraid to get a better bite. Call Dr. Jim Thurman at Glasgow Dental Care today at 270-651-5939.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce. A new aquatic center will highlight the agenda for tonight's Glasgow City Council meeting. On second reading, the council is considering a $6.5 million option to bond for the construction of an aquatic center where American Legion Park and the city pool are currently located. The money would also pay for additional updates to existing facilities in the Parks and Rec Department. At the previous meeting, it was recorded that the council voted 7-5 in favor of acquiring the multi-million-dollar financing. Watch the council meeting at 7 p.m. tonight on EPB6 or see their broadcast on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and webpage. Yesterday, Sheriff Jeff Wilson responded to Tommy Tom's Road on a report of an individual who is possibly under the influence of a controlled substance. Upon arrival, Sheriff Wilson made contact with James K. Ballard, age 34, walking down the road acting erratically. After completion of the investigation, Ballard was found to be in possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia that included a hypodermic syringe. Ballard was arrested and charged with possession of a controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia and public intoxication of a controlled substance and was lodged in the Hart County Jail. Gunshots at the jail. That was the headline late Saturday evening as Kentucky State Police Post 3 was dispatched from a call service at the Barron County Detention Center requesting an investigation of a shooting incident which had occurred inside the facility. Post 3 troopers and detectives responded along with KSP Critical Incident Response Team. Preliminary investigation has revealed that Matthew A. Stapleton, 26 of Columbia, had been arrested earlier that evening by Trooper Ricky Cross in Metcalfe County and then was then transported to the Barron County Detention Center. When Stapleton exited Trooper Cross's patrol car, a physical altercation ensued between the two. Stapleton retrieved a handgun from his waistband. During the altercation, the handgun discharged, striking Stapleton. Stapleton was transported via ambulance from the detention center to the T.J. Sampson Community Hospital, where he was then flown by air ambulance to the University of Louisville Hospital. Stapleton is currently listed in critical condition. Trooper Cross was not injured. A Glasgow woman was arrested over the weekend for over 70 counts of animal cruelty involving cats, dogs, and chickens. On Friday, the Glasgow Police Department arrested Heather Gillock of Glasgow and charged her with 70 counts of cruelty to animals second degree. This is a result after the Glasgow Barron County Animal Control received a complaint and responded to Goodnight Terrace Road in Cave City and located 28 deceased chickens, 1 deceased cat, along with 19 chickens, 11 cats, and 11 dogs that appeared to be neglected and malnourished. The arrest was made by Officer John Warnock. From marijuana to cocaine, a traffic stop by Glasgow police has placed a Glasgow man in jail for multiple drug and gun arrests. On Friday, Officer Alan Riffle with the Glasgow Police Department made contact with a vehicle on Waterford Lane. Officer Riffle received consent to search of the vehicle and located marijuana and a 9mm handgun. Officer Riffle noticed that Tyler Allen had attempted to remove items from his pockets and throw them on the ground. The items were cocaine, Xanax bars, and oxycodone. Tyler Allen of Glasgow was arrested and charged with possession of a handgun by convicted felon, possession of a controlled substance first-degree first offense cocaine, possession of marijuana, possession of a controlled substance third-degree drug unspecified, and possession of a controlled substance first-degree first offense drug unspecified. The arrest was made by Officer Alan Riffle. This is WCLU Local News. Back after this, it's 7:17.
You dream of a career in healthcare. Make your dream a reality at WKU in Glasgow. From dental assisting to phlebotomy to clinical medical assisting, we offer affordable, convenient classes that fit your busy schedule. Some can be completed in as little as 9 weeks. Employers are looking for qualified healthcare professionals. The right career training can help you stand above the rest. Classes begin in March, so register today at wku.edu/Glasgow/training. Life at the top is worth the climb.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
The only place you need to go for all of your automotive needs is Gilead.com. Log on to browse our entire inventory of nearly 400 new and pre-owned vehicles. Take a video test drive, see the Carfax Vehicle History Report, calculate payments, apply for financing, get an instant cash offer for your vehicle from Kelley Blue Book, and check out our sales, parts, and service specials. All this with just a click of a mouse.
KYHomes.com.
In more local news at this hour, the 2019 political season is kicked off with a lot of strategic filings and announcements. Governor Matt Bevin has filed to run for re-election as has chosen a new running mate, State Senator Ralph Alvarado of Winchester. Democrats Andy Beshear and current Kentucky Attorney General, as well as Rocky Adkins, a veteran House leader from Moorhead, have also filed to run for the Democratic nomination. With the Attorney General's office up for grabs, Greg Stumbo, former Speaker of the House from Prestonsburg, has filed on the Democratic ticket for that office, which he has held in the past. Republican Whitney Westerfield had filed for Attorney General, but withdrew his name on Friday. Daniel Cameron was then the only other Republican in the race until just a few hours later, Friday afternoon, when Senator Will Schroeder put his name in the running for the GOP nomination. Schroeder is a known friend of Westerfield's and is from northern Kentucky in Wilder. And a former Miss America will make her political debut. Heather French Henry, a Maysville native, will vie for the office of Secretary of State. Fellow Democrat Allison Grimes announced last week she will not run for state office and will instead focus on her newborn child. French Henry is the wife of former Kentucky Lieutenant Governor Steve Henry. After much speculation on whether or not the Tompkinsville congressman and former Ag Commissioner James Comer would run for governor, Comer released a statement yesterday explaining his position. In his statement, he says, quote, "I'm a middle-class guy who has experience in challenging wealthy, self-funding candidates who run ruthless campaigns, and they are never enjoyable experiences," close quote. Comer says he plans on remaining in Congress and focusing on work to fix the issues in America. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Next, we have news from around the Commonwealth, KNN News.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Billy Rutledge. Police are investigating after a teenage girl says she was held at gunpoint in the parking lot of a South Louisville Walgreens. The teenager, who asked not to be identified, said she had just dropped a friend off at home and stopped at Walgreens on 3rd Street on her way back to her house when it happened. She said 3 boys who looked like teenagers dressed in all black asked for a cigarette. When she said she didn't have one of the boys put a gun to her head and told her to get out of the car.
I didn't know what to do. I was in shock of it. It just happened so fast.
The teenagers ran off. Afterwards, she filed a police report in hopes the police catch them before someone gets hurt. The victim said nothing was stolen. U.S. Representative James Comer says he won't be running for Kentucky governor. Comer tweeted a statement last night saying that he didn't want to run against the incumbent Governor Matt Bevin, despite what he calls Bevin's low numbers. Representative Comer said in a statement that he believes Bevin will be reelected. Police in Kentucky are investigating the fatal shooting of a woman outside a nightclub. Lexington police say officers saw several people fighting outside the Fox Club and 27-year-old Aisha Edwards lying on the ground Saturday. She was pronounced dead at the hospital. Police are saying a fight between several people started inside the club and moved outside the building just before the shooting. A small airplane crashed on a Lexington horse farm Saturday afternoon. 2 people on board suffered minor injuries after the small craft went down at Calumet Farm. The plane was forced to land because of an engine failure. And you can get free help preparing for your taxes. Louisville officials are excited to announce free tax preparation services at nearly 20 sites today. The services will be provided by Volunteer Income Tax Assistance and AARP Tax Aid. All volunteers are IRS certified. I'm Billy Rutledge.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
At AT&T, we believe that access to affordable home internet brings you incredible opportunities. You can enjoy the power to explore a digital world of possibilities and connect with family, friends, and the things that matter most. That's why there's access from AT&T. If a member of your household is a SNAP participant, you may qualify for home internet at a discounted rate of $10 a month. No commitment, no deposit, no installation fee. Plus, get an in-home Wi-Fi gateway at no extra cost. Call 1-855-220-5211 or visit att.com/aware to learn more.
SNAP refers to the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Pricing excludes tax. Service will include a monthly data allowance depending on the type and speed of service you receive. If you exceed your monthly data plan allowance, you will be automatically charged $10 for each 50 gigabytes of data usage in excess of your data plan, even if less than 50 gigabytes is used. For details about data allowances, go to att.com/internet-usage. Wi-Fi enabled device required. Other restrictions apply.
The Weather Channel brings you the latest forecast, sponsored by Southern States in Glasgow.
Do you know who your new Purina dealer in Barron County is? It's Southern States Glasgow Cooperative. Yes, Southern States now stocks Purina bag feeds, chicken, pigs, cows, and horses. Check with Frank or any of the friendly Southern States staff. Stock up on muck boots for the whole family and save 10% off. Men's, women's, boys, and girls muck boots in the latest styles. And as the weather cools down, check with Jimmy at Southern States to learn about ventless propane heaters from 10,000 to 30,000 BTUs. The staff at Southern States is ready to help you year-round in every way. 300 Sampson Street, Glasgow.
Strong cold front moving through tonight, bringing much colder air in here as we head through midweek. Ahead of the front today, increasing clouds with afternoon rain showers, high 53. Rain mixing with even changing over to snow before ending tonight. An inch or less of accumulation expected. Cold, lows in the mid-teens. Tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun and much colder. Highs only in the upper 20s to near 30 degrees. Teens Tuesday night, sunny and colder on Wednesday with highs in the upper teens. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ken. We haven't buzzed an inch. 36 degrees. We're well above freezing, but it is cold out there this morning. Some pretty good windshield scraping. That's the way it was for me. Let's see, 82% humidity. Winds are out of the southeast at 9 miles an hour. The barometer's at 29.89. Weather brought to you by your friends at Southern States Glasgow Cooperative. Ready to help you make it through the cold, to help you take care of things around the farm, around the house. They do it all at Southern States.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Make sure to ask about their customer loyalty program. For every purchase at the Empty Nest, you earn double points to redeem for cash off your next purchase. You'll find the Empty Nest is not so empty inside Pharmacy Express on the corner of Cleveland Avenue and the Bypass in Glasgow.
Everyone knows you have to winterize your boat, but too often we forget our cars. Glasgow Tire and Auto Center wants to make winterizing your cars top of mind. Stop into Glasgow Tire and Auto Center and let their professionals suggest what's best for your specific vehicle. Also, check out the showroom. When you need tires, Glasgow Tire and Auto Center has brands like Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and more, with some great rebates and incentives to get you back on the road. Visit GlasgowTire.com for more details. That's Glasgow Tire and Auto Center, 602 Happy Valley Road, 270-651-7075.
Let's turn to local sports. On today's local high school basketball schedule, in boys action, Barron County hosts Russellville, and Todd Central visits Butler County. In girls games, Clinton County welcomes Wayne County, Warren East travels to Logan County, and Warren Central is at home against Ohio County. In the girl-boy doubleheader, Caverna entertains Taylor County. And that's a check of local sport.
Berry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessonberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessonberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Extreme Prosthetics understands that when it comes to comfort and function, not all prosthetic devices are made the same. A properly fitted prosthesis can allow you to walk naturally without daily pain and discomfort. Extreme Prosthetics works with your physician and insurance company to help you get the comfort and function you deserve. Don't let your current discomfort and lack of mobility discourage you. Call the experts at Extreme Prosthetics today for a better, more comfortable life.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barron River Consignment, where the...
Not smiling enough, you need to go to Ralphie's. That's Ralphie's Fun Center in Glasgow. A great place for any party, event, field trip, or church group. Get your Ralphie on.
Boy, do they have fun at Ralphie's. They do indeed. They're ready for your next event, your next get-together. Come on out and enjoy at Ralphie's Fun Center. A couple of birthdays from yesterday I want to share with you. Karsten Inman turned 19 yesterday, and Amanda Curtis had a birthday yesterday. Today, how about Mr. Kelly Ford having a birthday? It's also Jackie Jones, Dougie Gardner. We sounded the 20 gong for Zachariah Craddock, 2-0. Gwen Holthauser has a birthday. Rusty Sally, Corey Jones. It's Megan Gooden's birthday. It's also Terry Anderson's birthday today. Tabitha Irvin. Tabitha, we are going to announce that you're 36 today because we have that on authority from your husband. So y'all can work that one out. Brian Wilson is 3 today. Janet Bruton with a birthday. Randall Cash. Gwendolyn Edwards. Don Wyatt, that's right, Mr. Startail, always connected. Don Wyatt has a birthday today. Peggy Williams celebrates. And we sounded the 50 gong a bit earlier this morning for Brian Hurt. One anniversary so far, that would be the anniversary of Doug and Doris Dold. It is the 58th anniversary for Doug and Doris Dold today. Congratulations. 651-9149, 800-956-1023, or online here from WCLUradio.com. And I also need to remind you that we are patting on the back today by a special request, Scarlett Shipley. It is Scarlett Shipley Day here on the radio, and Scarlett's birthday was yesterday. I'm going to read from the official nomination form, and I understand actually that we do have a picture of Scarlett. It was her 8th birthday yesterday, and somebody nominated Scarlett Shipley to be good as gold, and we're taking care of that today. And it says here it was her 8th birthday on the 27th. Let her know she's good as gold from WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Okay? Okay. And let's see. Don't forget we're giving away a birthday cake from Dairy Queen today and a beautiful vase from Greer's Florist, a vase with a rose in it. Those are much sought after prizes, but you got to get those names in here.
Are you looking for a new career or maybe just part-time work? Ahead Staffing in Glasgow and Bowling Green can help make that happen. They're now taking applications for immediate job openings in the manufacturing and food production industry with competitive pay and benefits. The job market is in high demand for new employees. So whether you're looking for a full-time or part-time job, go see Ahead Staffing in Glasgow or Bowling Green and get started on a path to your own fulfilling career. You must be able to pass a drug test and you will be subject to a background check. Call 270-904-3777 in Bowling Green, or in Glasgow call 270-361-5119 to learn more. Or you can always go to aheadstaffingbg.com. With so many opportunities available, see why Ahead Staffing is the place so many in Southern Kentucky have chosen to help find the right job for them. And don't forget to visit aheadstaffingbg.com.
Money may not grow on trees, but it does grow at Citizens First. Hi, I'm Dana Chapman, branch manager at our Glasgow Southgate branch. We have a checking account at Citizens First that earns you real interest on your money, more than most CDs. Our Platinum Plus checking account. Our staff makes moving your account to Citizens First simple and seamless by helping you through the process. We're committed to a brighter future for both you and our community. Citizens First, the best choice for the best checking accounts. Stop by today to open your Platinum Plus account. Member FDIC.
Let's play a little word association.
Okay.
When I say office supplies, you think of
Express One Source.
Okay. When I say corrugated boxes for shipping materials and products, you think
Express One Source.
How about bubble wrap, foam, stretch film, and tape?
Express One Source.
Okay, then janitorial supplies?
Express One Source.
Office furniture.
I know. Express One Source.
We get all this stuff from Express One Source? How did I not know?
Because they have sales representatives who call on us and they provide just-in-time delivery.
Wow, where do they stock all this stuff?
They have a retail location next to the Glasgow EPB and 250,000 square feet of storage space in 4 local warehouses.
So for all this, we have one source.
Express One Source. Check them out at www.expressonesource.com.
Express One Source. We live up to our name every day. www.expressonesource.com. All right, we're at 37 degrees at 7:34 this morning. I think it's time that we tiptoe into tidbit news for today.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
It's the latest news, all right. The latest in tidbit news here this morning, Wes.
What you got for me this morning?
Well, a couple of things here. Actually, first of all, bearing in mind here that we're not making fun of anybody, okay? That's not really the purpose of tidbit news, but sometimes it works out. Sometimes it could be misconstrued as that.
Okay. Good to set the record straight from the get-go.
That's right. This story's out of Connecticut. It says you could say it was your basic vanilla DUI case.
Okay.
That's because Connecticut...
You had me at vanilla.
That's right. Connecticut police say a woman that they charged with DUI was under the influence of vanilla extract.
And that was it?
No joke. The stuff contains a decent amount of alcohol. Authorities in New Canaan say they found 50-year-old Stephanie Warner Grice sitting in a car at an intersection with her eyes closed Wednesday afternoon. When they poked around inside of the car, they found several bottles of pure vanilla extract.
Several bottles?
Several bottles.
Okay.
They also say they detected an odor of vanilla on her breath as she slurred her speech, and she was unable to answer basic questions. She was taken into custody, failing field sobriety tests. Miss Warner Grice is released on a promise to appear in court.
So, let me get this straight.
Yes.
She was driving around with several bottles of vanilla extract.
That's how she, I guess, tested whatever she tested for the amount of alcohol because of getting the alcohol out of... That wasn't all she was extracting from that bottle.
Is there sugar in that?
I don't know. I think there's. I don't know what it is.
I'd say she'd probably get diabetes before she got drunk.
I have never. I have never had vanilla extract straight. Okay, even though it smells good.
It does explain why after those family reunions and dessert, you end up on the recliner taking a nap while all your cousins are talking.
Yeah, wake me up when the vanilla wears off.
I don't know.
All right.
The next time my wife says, "What's wrong with you?" I'm just going to say, "I'm sorry, honey. Vanilla extract."
That's right. It's something vanilla. All right. Story
Keep
number
it
2.
vanilla.
And again, still under the theme of not really making fun of people, but it's just a story that fits some of the tidbit criteria.
Okay.
Officials say a car crashed into a funeral home in Massachusetts, disrupting a service that was going on inside.
Oh, no.
Swansea Fire Chief Eric Hadger says 2 elderly women in the car were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. He says no one inside of the Waring-Sullivan home of Memorial Tribute at Birchcliff was injured.
There's another Adam Sandler movie, not Wedding Crashers, or Will Ferrell. Not Wedding Crashers, but Funeral Crashers.
The fire chief there says the car was reversed into the front of the home on Saturday morning, struck a fireplace, and landed in the lobby. The funeral service was going on in an adjacent room. I'm glad they don't have funerals in the lobby.
Thank goodness.
Mr. Hadger, or the Chief Hadger, says the cause of the crash is under investigation. I wouldn't, worry too much about that because, wasn't anybody really hurt much. But nonetheless, it
maybe
was,
vanilla extract.
Yeah, it was a bad thing there, to get it in reverse and reverse into the drive-in mortuary.
Can you imagine sitting through that?
That was in Swansea, Massachusetts, if I'm saying that right.
Can you imagine just like, the choir singing Green Pastures.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like everybody's crying. Does anybody need a tissue?
That's right.
And then, oh my goodness. I'd hate to be the preacher up there and try not to use an expletive when that happens.
Yeah. We have tissue there in the lobby.
They're in the whoa. That's great. That is tidbit gold right there.
Story number 3. I'm
not making fun of anybody.
No, that's right. No, I say that's the disclaimer. That's right.
Exactly.
This story. This is not really making fun of anybody either, but this could have been on. This could have been a good issue or version of Mayberry of Andy Griffith.
Favorite show.
It was supposed to be a part of the ceremony, but it ended up causing a big scare instead.
What? Was it another funeral?
No. It says, and now the head of the National Guard in Idaho says he will investigate what happened during Governor Brad Little's inauguration. The cannon fire on January the 4th was so loud, people in the audience were startled. And it also set off car alarms in downtown Boise, Idaho, and scattered Canadian geese into the air.
Oh, wow.
Some of the several thousand people attending flinched in surprise.
I would have.
Authorities are trying to figure out why the blast seems so much louder than normal. So they're, everybody's running around. Think about the Mayberry there. All right. Floyd, how much powder did you put in that cannon?
Barney had to have been involved.
That's right.
Barney had to have been involved.
He would have been in crowd control. But
and that was in Idaho.
That's right.
Boise, at the inauguration of the governor.
And the National Guard guy says, we don't know what happened, but it set off car alarms, and the geese flew the coop. Whew. And anyway.
Things are blowing up in the political scene in Idaho.
That's right. They really are. And hopefully everybody's okay.
Wow.
A little bit startled.
Wow.
And let's see. Do I have any? I have one good story right here. A happy ending here to this.
Are we making fun of anybody?
No, really not.
Okay, good.
This is in Oklahoma. There was a puppy born with its front paws facing up instead of down.
Had to be painful.
And the puppy has now gotten a new lease on life. The dog is named Milo. He appears to be a mix of beagle and coonhound.
Mm-hmm.
He was born with a congenital elbow dislocation that caused his paws to point in the wrong direction and kept him from walking. Dr. Eric Clary of Oklahoma State University's Center for Veterinary Health Services says he is pleased with the progress that Milo has made since he had the surgery earlier this month. The surgery involved Dr. Clary inserting pins in Milo's elbows to realign the joints and to make it possible for the dog eventually to learn to walk.
Bless his heart.
Milo is described as a happy puppy now.
Yeah.
See there, happy ending.
Happy ending.
Happy puppy.
So his paws were upside down?
That's right. Yes, he couldn't walk because of that. So they said, we can fix this.
Well, I'm not making fun of anybody here, but I do have a pun for that.
All right.
The dog could possibly have the gift of being able to paint the Sistine Chow pool.
That's a stretch for sure.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you can do that. And that's,
because, I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I understand the paws are upside down, so he won't have to bend back or anything.
Yeah.
But you could just lay down and do it on scaffolding if you wanted to.
I don't know.
All right. We'll have tidbit news possibly tomorrow, too. And maybe some music history in a little bit.
Sure. I've got plenty for you.
Okay.
Attention, if your home or business experiences frequent drainage clogs and backups, Spots Plumbing now has a new jetter system that implements hot and cold water options to rid your drains of excess grease, roots, and any other substance that's causing you trouble. Ask about the jetter drain cleaning system today, 678-1970.
There's way more than just the name. Spots Plumbing, while being the first you should call for your plumbing needs, is also the number you call if you need your driveway plowed or if you need salt spread to help melt the ice away. 270-678-1970. Let Bots be the first you call.
Good morning, friends. This one thing I have discovered. There is supreme beauty in lonely places. A man is not lonely because he is alone, but because he is empty inside. At night, maybe you should pray to God that he will let you walk through the deep woods in springtime and see all the wildflowers growing by the side of a rustling stream. Perhaps he will let you sit beside a mountain brook with sunlight playing hide and seek through the aspen leaves. Or maybe he will let you ride a good horse above timberline with 14,000-foot peaks all around you. And yes, maybe God will let you ride or walk to the top of those peaks and see for 100 miles. Pray that you can wander through the woods when snow lies heavy on the ground or when autumn leaves are so colorful that they take your breath away. And finally, pray that he will let you do this alone so that you will know that he is God and that you are never without his presence. Sometimes we need to heed Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Thank you, Danny. It's 7:44 here at WCLU. I want to make sure you're aware of a little bit of a change in where you can go to find out about jobs. The Kentucky Career Center in Glasgow, the Glasgow location, currently being renovated. During this time, services are being provided at the Western Kentucky University Glasgow campus, located at 129 500 Hilltopper Way on the second floor. For information about this, call 270-746-7245, or you can email kcc@careerteam.com. There'll be more updates about the changes as they continue to renovate the Kentucky Career Center. Apologizing in advance for any inconvenience, but it will be nice when they get that renovation done. When's the next chance you can give blood in the neighborhood? Well, I'll tell you, it's this coming Wednesday at Bowling Community Park in Edmonton. And they'll be set up there at 1 o'clock until 6 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. And let's have some good eats here this weekend. The Austin Tracy Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary and fire departments are going to sponsor an all-you-can-eat chili supper Saturday beginning at 5 p.m. at the Austin Tracy Lions Club. How about some chili and hot dogs, a dessert and a drink, and also selling chances on a country ham. And they're going to have a cakewalk. See, I told you, it's all about some good eats down there at the Austin Tracy Ladies Auxiliary event. And if you have some questions about that, here's the number, 590-4978.
We're joined once again by the one and only Bobby Lee Hurt today here on WCLU, where we're going through the rundown of imported vehicles available for you now on the lot at Hurt Auto Sales European style. Is that right, Bobby Lee?
That's correct, Wes. Just got in, Wes, a 2013 Volvo XC90, loaded with extras, third row seats, sunroof, leather, got it all, only $14,900. 2010 Mercedes C300 four-door sedan, low miles, loaded as well, only $11,500. A 2010 Lexus RX 350, a really nice SUV, super nice ride, $13,600. And an 04 BMW 325xi, four-door sedan, 5-speed, red in color with a sunroof, a sharp-looking ride, only $3,900.
Those are four vehicles that anybody would be happy to have, and we're happy to have you at Hurt Auto Sales, West Main Street in Glasgow. The number's 270-590-1181, and the motto is, Bobby Lee,
no pain when you trade with Hurt.
That's Hurt Auto Sales. Wholesale's West Main Street in Glasgow.
The Empty Nest Inside Pharmacy Express is full of goodies like new fall fashion jewelry, home decor for every room, artwork, and much more. Check out the Cindy bracelets and On Who jewelry, both with great causes. The Empty Nest also offers wedding and baby registry. Make sure to ask about their customer loyalty program. For every purchase at the Empty Nest, you earn double points to redeem for cash